Breathing in and breathing out. I am the awareness that observes these changes. I am the presence that observes the shift and the change. I'd like to now call upon the supportive energies of this planet, the spirit of this beautiful sentient being that we walk and play upon, all of her kingdoms of life here, the plant, the animal, the mineral, the elemental, all kingdoms of life are welcome to share your medicine and share your wisdom with us. We are here to be with you in conscious co-creation with you. I'd like to acknowledge and call forth the spiritual allies, the unseens, our guides and teachers, beings of light, our ancestors, all that are here for the greater good to support our spiritual awakening and spiritual evolution. You are so welcome to be with us. I'd like to acknowledge and call forth the wisdom of our cosmic allies, our family in the stars. We are so grateful for your support and your guidance at these times. As we, the human race, become a peaceful and loving race, as we make it through these times of transformation, we welcome in conscious collaboration again, just as our ancestors once did. I'd like to welcome the light of Source, all that is, the primordial energy of this universe. We are so thankful for the life that we have. And as we tune into our heart, we connect with you. We connect with all that is, and we become conscious co-creators, stewards of energy, beings of light in physical form. We are so thankful for the teachings. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and be back in the space that you're in, keeping all of that awareness of the incredible amounts of support that we have with us at this time. Aren't we special and lucky? Well, blessed. So thank you all for showing up. I want to take some time to have us all introduce ourselves. So what I'd like to know is your name, where you are in the world, what your intention is for these 4 weeks that we'll be together, and what spiritual growth means for you. There's no right or wrong answer, there's just answers. So I'd love to hear. Who would like to go first? You can just unmute yourself. You don't have to show your video if you don't want to. I'd love to hear your voice. Not all at once. Let's start with maybe Sabrina.
Hi, my internet's really unstable, so it's kind of going in and out. I'm Sabrina, and I'm in West Virginia today, and I plan on getting some things out of this for myself over the next 4 weeks. for my relationships, my finances, and my work life as a mental health practitioner.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. It's so nice that you're taking the time to work with yourself. People that are in that field often give so much to everybody else, and then, we're the last one on the list. So thank you. Who's next?
Me. I will go. How do I put my video on? I would like to let you guys see my face.
Yeah, I can maybe...
Oh, here.
You got it. Okay.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Kira. It looks like Sierra, but it's Kira. I'm in Santa Cruz right now, by the coast, which is really great. Traveling around. I'll be in a lot of places over the next month, which is exciting. Okay, so what was the second thing?
What are your intentions, and what does spiritual growth mean for you?
Okay, well, I'll say spiritual growth for me means integrating like the higher, the higher vibrations into my body. So like integrating my higher self into this form that I have on this planet, which looks like a lot of things. So my intention for this next 4 weeks, very similar to the last one, I'm really wanting to commit to like a daily meditative practice, and really to be able to integrate, to let go, and like not hold on to these energies that are like moving through me, and to really be able to receive the messages from them, and also to go deeper in my ability as a healer, to self-heal myself and my body, which like I've already experienced a lot of amazing things this year, and that's it in a nutshell.
Beautiful. It's nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too.
Yeah. So let's do the last one, LG-G-pad. Let's find out who you are, mystery.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, is that me?
It is.
Okay, sorry. My name is Ruthie.
Ruthie, wonderful.
Yeah, hi. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
And it was actually Kira that recommended this to me, so I'm super thankful.
Yeah.
And I just had a most amazing experience with this bee. There's so much snow where I'm at, and I was randomly looking down, and there was this bee in the snow. And so I just brought it in and put it on the table, and I thought it had died. And then once we had finished our meditation, I opened my eyes and the bee had come back to life, and it was super magical.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So yeah, my intention for being here is to grow and to really kind of come into this place where I can bring my spiritual gifts to the planet, and just be able to hold these higher frequencies.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah. What was the second part? Did that kind of answer it?
It kind of answers it, but what is spiritual growth for you?
Well, I guess coming here to be what I'm supposed to be, and to bring my gifts to the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. So it sounds like we have such a sweet group here. We have people that are consciously making the effort to help people better their lives, and also with the awareness that we have to help ourselves first. We have to come with a cup that's full, so that we can really be of service in a really potent way, without, I feel like often the struggle is like yeah, just not being at a charged place. And so then it's kind of like a struggle to help, and then it ends up kind of going opposite sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is wonderful. Over these next 4 weeks, you're going to be reading this really wonderful book, Spiritual Growth, Being Your Higher Self by Sanaya Roman. Along with that book, most of you probably have received now the Google Drive folder that has, so I recorded the meditations. I used my voice and did it. I also added in some other elements to some of them to kind of perk them up a little bit and boost them. But each of them are really powerful, and I consider each of them kind of an attunement to different levels of awareness of you. So I think over these next few weeks, your energy experiences will be amplifying in a positive way. It's all positive, but your sensitivity and being able to discern your energy from others' energy, to be able to reach beyond your physical self into other layers of yourself, and be able to use all of those parts of yourself to navigate through life. A big base, it's already been touched upon, a big base of the work is going to be daily meditation and daily self-healing practices. And this is going to change so much as we transform our inner experience. The external experience will then start to shift and change, because we change our point of attraction, which we'll go into that more as the weeks go on. But a lot of us, probably all of us in this group, have at least heard about the law of attraction, maybe through the book The Secret or through Abraham Hicks. I'll be sharing some Abraham Hicks videos. Abraham was huge in my awakening and my transformation, and still is at times when I feel like I'm kind of wobbling. I just listen to Abraham and have their messages just playing in the background. And also I'm aware that we're doing this work while large shifts and changes in the energy on this planet are happening, and we're seeing that energy, how it affects us on a personal level, right? So things are coming up for us to look at and to heal. I know this last week was really strong for a lot of people, where limiting beliefs and doubtful ideas and just shadows were brought up and were really magnified, at least in my experience, for me to look at and to clear, to love and let go. And we're seeing that, in our communities, and then in our nations, and then even larger around the world, as more and more people are starting to come together and want to change the physical reality. And I believe that this is happening because our internal awareness and belief structures are changing. So it must shift on the outside as well. So it is really important that we anchor into ourselves every day, sometimes multiple times a day, so that we can be really sturdy in these times, because we are in times that are going to get more and more turbulent. And that's something I just want to put out there right at the beginning of this, these workshops, is that things are going to continue to shift and change. We are in that time, and it's really nothing to be scared of. It's just something that we're moving through. So it's important to keep yourself in the highest vibrational alignment that you can, and to just be a force of joy and a force of beauty on this planet, so that we can support each other through this. We don't have to go through this alone. We can do this together. Yes. So let me see what my list of things wants to do next. Yeah, let's talk about Reiki. I'm going to switch over now so that so I'm going to share the screen. At any point during this, please unmute yourself if you have questions, and then just start talking. It's okay if you interrupt me. I can always get back on track. So let's do the share screen, Michael. I often talk with myself. Okay. Okay, so a big part of these few weeks, like I said, is going to be your awareness, becoming more and more aware of your energy anatomy and your ability to channel spiritual energy, healing energy. So we're all probably empathic, intuitive people. If you're coming to this group, you're probably sensitive to energy, I would imagine. And as we start to, for most of us, I know for myself, that was kind of a torture for me, going out into experiences, like going out to, I grew up in a wrestling family, so I had to spend many weekends in wrestling tournaments or at football games and things like that, and be around people that were competitive and, less than loving. So as an empathic person, as an energy sensitive person, being in those experiences was really, really intense. Going to public school, really, really intense. I could often feel the intentions and thoughts of others. So it was really hard for me to kind of just be in the world when I would feel something being broadcast to me that was different than what people were presenting. So all of that kind of wrapped around me and really put a lot of pressure on me throughout my life. And it wasn't until I started to learn Reiki that things started to shift and change for me. It was around the same time I was starting to do a yoga teacher training, which I didn't go into for spiritual reasons, but it quickly became the focus of that time. So Reiki is a practice of natural healing that resurfaced, let's say, because this is a practice, this is our natural way of being, but it resurfaced about 100 years ago or so, and it was a hands-on healing technique. Rei means spiritual wisdom, and Ki means energy. All indigenous cultures, all wisdom traditions, and religious practices have some ways of altering energy and manipulating it. We're working with what's called Reiki because we are intentionally connecting to source, to light, to God, to the universe, to the goddess, whatever word you want to call, but the highest level of healing wisdom. We're connecting with our intention and channeling that energy to be used for our personal healing or to help others. And as more and more people begin to intentionally connect with this energy of love and broadcast that out into the world, we're going to start to see many things start to shift and change. Like I was saying before, we were in a time of what some people are calling the ascension. Some indigenous people called it the Great Spring, the Great Unveiling. There's many different names for it, but we're in a time where we can engage, where our spiritual growth is accelerating at a very rapid rate. And those that are resisting the growth are having some tough times, right? If they're grabbing onto their doubt, grabbing onto their fear and running with it, they're creating more problems with it, because that's what happens right now. Everything's moving faster. So what we can do, if we want to engage in this energetic shift, then we can start to adopt more and more spiritual principles, heal our lower self beliefs, and rapidly change into what you could call higher, but I would say a more authentic, more radiant, more loving self. So Reiki, when you're channeling this energy, it's spiritually guided life force energy, which means that it has intelligence to it. So it takes out all of the need or all of the pressure of feeling like you have to do something specific. It's guided by Source, which is the name that I'll use mostly for what many people have called God. I feel like the word God has been used too much and meaning too many different things, and whether it's a man in the clouds or an angry God or a loving God or a his God, her God, their God, my God, it just got too much. So I think the word Source is more accurately describing that which we all came from and that which we all return to. It has a much more loving vibration to it. So Reiki is spiritually guided by Source to go to where it's needed, either in your body, in your food, in your environment, in a person. But we are just the bridge. We're the physical bridge between the spiritual realms and the physical realms. So when we connect to that energy, it can then pass through us and go to where it's needed. Not all energy healers use Reiki. They can use Chi or universal energy, but when I'm using Reiki, or what I call Reiki, I'm intending to connect to the highest vibration of love and healing. Some healers use their own energy, so sometimes they feel really tired because they're using their personal energy to do the healing. When you're doing healing with the intention of connecting to Source, Source energy is flowing through you and passing through you and actually healing you before it passes into the next person. So you're going to find after this attunement in a little bit that this energy is going to flow through you and start to change you in a beautiful way right away. So once you've been attuned to Reiki, let's talk about the attunement. So the attunement is just a ceremony. It's a little ritual that we'll do in a little bit where you open yourself to receive more spiritual energy into your life. The attunement for me is a statement by you saying, I am ready to be a force of light and a force of healing on this planet. I am ready to heal myself and be in service to the greater good. So through this ceremony, you'll be opened up to Source energy in a beautiful way, and you'll be able to channel it for the rest of your life. All you'll have to do is lay your hands on yourself or something else with the intention of healing, and the energy will begin to flow. And when being in service is your dominant intention throughout your day, this energy will flow through you constantly, and you will transform and blossom in a really beautiful way. Reiki is non-harming and life-supporting, meaning you can never give too much and you can never give too little. Whatever you can give is great. It never depletes your energy. Like I said, it's coming from Source, from the spiritual realms, and then through you. When you're doing a healing session with somebody, there's a three-way agreement that has to happen. Okay, so this is going to take out the pressure of I need to do the healing. Or the other side is look at the healing I just did, where the ego takes the situation and makes it about itself, right? So when we're involved in a healing with a client, let's say, or a beloved, a pet, there's an agreement between, let's say, the client, myself, and Source that a healing must happen. If for any reason, let's say the client is resistant and doesn't really want to change, nothing's going to happen for them nothing really that powerful. They may feel a little bit more relaxed, but it might actually make them more aggressive if they're resistant to it. So it's always important to make sure that you have full consent of anybody that you're sharing energy with. Also, if the channel of the energy is not present or holding an intention that is less than loving, then the healing won't be very powerful. Also, if Source or any aspects of the spiritual realms, the higher self or the soul of that person, if this person has to go through this difficulty as a karmic lesson, then the healing won't happen. Because if you, let's say this lesson is important for them and we, for whatever, let's say we have the ability to take the healing, take the situation away from them, they will not gain the benefit of going through the experience, even though it's difficult. and sometimes very painful. It might be exactly the medicine that that person needs to go through to get into a higher state for themselves. So just kind of check in with that, where your intentions are, how open the person and how willing the person is, and really feel and trust that all is being taken care of and all is in divine order, right? So you just have to show up and be present and hold the intention of love and healing, and that's all that has to happen. Anyone can learn Reiki. It's not dependent on your spiritual growth. It's not dependent on how much money you have. It's not dependent on your skin color. This energy, source awareness, the awareness of our divinity and our connection to all that is available for anybody. Anybody. We just have to open ourselves to it and accept that we are much more than this body, much more than our identities with our jobs, with our family, with our species, whatever. We are so, so much more. Reiki is non-religious. It is a beautiful way to support any religious practices that you might have. I don't believe it interferes with any religion. I think this is, sometimes Christians can be a little like weary or leery, whatever the word is, of Reiki, but I believe that when they speak of the Holy Ghost, when Jesus and the disciples went and laid hands and did healings, this is exactly what they were doing. They were channeling the love of Source, pure, beautiful healing energy, and the healings happened this way. So most people teach Reiki in 3, sometimes 4 levels, depending on the lineage. I right now am teaching in 3 levels. It seems good. So the first level is like what you're learning now. The second level involves some other techniques and some symbols to change the qualities of the energy to work with different parts of healing. And then the third level is the activator level. So this is the level that you would learn how to pass attunements, how to open this ability up in others. And I will be creating a course for that very soon. After you have this attunement process, it's kind of like getting your house renovated. There's going to be some time for cleanup and some time to get everything back in order, right? So the attunement opens your energy pathways and so that you can receive higher vibrational energy. Think more watts, more electricity, more power. And then it's going to flush out any limiting beliefs that are not a match to where you're going to be evolving to. So some people experience a headache or some flu-like symptoms. Some people just feel a little tired. Some people just feel really great. I wouldn't worry about it too much. You'll be doing self-healing practices on yourself every day, so you're just going to feel so good. For those of us who just who are still, well, these waves are going to keep coming, but I know this last weekend was really intense for many people as this wave of light came through. So you may have experienced headaches, really super tired, those kinds of things. That was like a mega upload. The Reiki process is going to be similar but much softer. So just doing the self-treatment on yourself just to keep yourself feeling really bright and easy. I've also received in my quantum healing sessions that I do, and so sometimes waves of energy come through me in those sessions and I'm guided to share that energy. So some of that energy will be coming through this attunement. Also different ceremonies that I've done at sacred sites in different places on the earth. I've also received some energy through there that I believe is also being transferred. So you may find yourself in different places too and receive energy, a little buzz of energy come through your system. So just know that when those things happen, you're getting downloaded, you're getting upgraded and refined. So before any attunement, it's important to set an intention for what you are healing, what you're wanting to heal over these next few weeks, and then what you're calling forward into your life, what you're manifesting. Like I said, this ceremony is going to symbolize your dedication to working with light and for the light, and activates deeper layers of your soul expression. During the attunement, some people experience images, colors, sensations. Their guides may come to them and give them information. And some people just feel a feeling of peace. Whatever happens during this attunement process is perfect for you. So be open to let it be whatever it's going to be. Very good. I think the next part is the attunement. Let's take a few moments and see if there's any questions. Does anybody have any questions? I know I just kind of like rattled off a bunch of information for you. If I don't hear anything in the next, 30 seconds or so, I'll just go ahead and continue. Okay, doing good. All right, so I want you to think now for a moment. Actually, let's go ahead and get ready for the attunement. So find a nice, comfortable way. Some people like to sit down. Some people like to lay down. It's totally up to you, whatever feels right for you. I'll just give you these next, few seconds to get into that position. To get into a nice, comfortable position where you don't have to strain or hold yourself up. We'll start with a bit of meditation. We'll be doing some breathing, and I encourage you to take nice, deep, full breaths, bigger than you normally take. This is going to cause a feeling of hyperventilation. It's going to cause a feeling probably of tingling and sensation as you breathe more and more life force energy into the body. Some people experience their hands tightening or their lips tightening. It's totally natural. Just let it happen. Just make yourself nice and comfortable. Close your eyes. Just connect to a sense of breath. I'm intending that this attunement will be for you. Anytime that you listen to these recordings, it will happen again. And also this attunement will be circular for those who listen to these recordings in the future. Very good. Bring your hands onto your low stomach. Begin to breathe, feeling that the belly is swelling open and closed. Imagine, sense, and feel that a beautiful star is far above your head. Today, this will symbolize the great central sun, the light of Source. Make it beautiful, radiant. Full exhale. Pelvic floor lifts at the bottom. Get all of your air out on your inhale. Inhale light through the crown of your head into your belly from that star. Exhale, send it down through your pelvis into the core of the earth. All the way until your stomach fully contracts. Pelvic floor lifts, and again, breathing in light from the great central sun into the stomach. Exhale, send it down into the earth. Do that a few more times, imagining that beautiful light energy comes in through the crown, into the torso, into the belly, and then exhale, send it deep into the earth. Breathing in light in through the crown of your head. Exhale, send it deep into the earth. One more, breathe it in. Exhale deep into the earth. Connecting to the heart of this planet. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart. Exhale, send that energy to the great central sun. Continue breathing just like that, pulling wonderful energy up from the earth into your heart. And then exhale, send it up to the great central sun, to the central star of this universe. Breathing more and more energy up from the earth, up through your torso, into your heart, and then exhale, send it far above your head. Two more, just like that, breathing in beautiful energy. Get all of the air out, squeeze it out, pelvic floor lifts. One more, soften your pelvic floor, inflate the belly, inflate the chest, inflate the heart. Exhale, send it up through the crown of the head. Bringing one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Inhale from both directions, from earth and sky. Exhale, send energy in all directions around you. Continue just like this at your own pace, taking large pulls of air through your crown and through your root into the center channel of your body. And exhaling, sending energy in all directions around you, making it beautiful, clearing your space. More and more energy coming into your center channel. And then exhale, send it in all directions around you. Beautiful space, beautiful light, creating harmonic space in and around you. Bringing your hands to your heart, connecting to your heart, breathing into your heart. Imagine that your heart is radiant and lit from the center of your chest. And breathe in and out, stoking the fire of your heart. Calling upon a feeling or a memory where you experienced appreciation for life, love, connection. Beautiful. We're going to do 30-ish power breaths, which means there are large inhales and fast exhales. You can do this through your mouth. We're going to take deeper and fuller and bigger breaths. I'm going to count you down, and at the top we're going to hold the breath and then do a long exhale, making an S sound until we feel the pelvic floor lift, our lower stomach relax. We'll take another deep breath in and then do the S sound. We'll do that 3 times. This is going to get you nice and buzzed, nice and charged. So here we go, 30 powerful breaths. Here we go, in. Keep going, in and out and in, feeling that light coming into your body, altering the state of your mind. Breathe into the sides of your ribs, into your chest, into your back, exciting the nervous system, breathing into the face, into the eyes, big, powerful, delicious breaths, bigger than you think that you need. Breathing more and more light, charging yourself, feeling the buzz in. Faster and fuller, bigger and stronger, more and more powerful. Breathing in, feeling the sensations of breath as you breathe in big, powerful, radiant breaths. 10, 9, bigger, fuller, 8, 7, even bigger, 6, even bigger, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big full breath, pull it in, hold it in at the top, hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Take an even bigger gulp. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Making an S sound, slow exhale. Keep going with that S sound. All the way out. All the air out. Out. Hold. Release the belly, big breath in. Hold it. S sound out. Last one in. Hold it. And like a feather falling from the sky, softly falling into relaxation. Going into normal breathing now. Feeling the change, feeling the energy. Feeling everything slow down. Now we'll begin to set the intention for what you're healing. What are you healing in your life? Visualize a symbol of it or an image. Visualize the symbol of what you're healing in your life and surround it with light. Charge it with light. And place that symbol in the center of your heart. Now visualize a symbol of what you're manifesting, what you're calling into your life. See, sense, and feel that symbol. Charge it with light. And place it within your heart. Now imagine, sense, and feel that you are standing in a beautiful place in nature. It can be any beautiful place in nature that you'd like. Maybe it's a place you've been before, or maybe it's somewhere new. But see yourself there now. Fill in all of the details of this place. What does the landscape look like? What does the landscape look like there? Allow yourself to really feel it, sense it, and see it. What kind of vegetation and plant life is there? Maybe there's grass. Maybe there are trees. Maybe there are flowers. But look around and fill in all the details of the vegetation and plant life there. What kind of animal life is there? Imagine, sense, and feel the presence of many creatures and animals there in this beautiful place in nature. What does it sound like there? Listen closely. Allow the sounds of this beautiful place to come into your experience. What does it smell like there? Breathe it in and smell the nuances, the subtleties of smell there in that beautiful place in nature with the animals and plants. And then notice your body. Look down at your body and feel your body. What does it feel like there? Allow your imagination to fill in all of the details. Wonderful. Imagine now that a bubble of light surrounds your body. A beautiful sphere of light surrounding you in this beautiful place. This will be your transport to the realms of light and healing, where you will meet other beings, high beings that are going to support you in your healing today. They're looking forward to meeting you. We're going to travel up to a beautiful temple, a place of wisdom and healing. I'm going to count from 1 to 20. And when I get to 20, you'll be there at this temple in the realms of light and wisdom and healing with many beings that are there to help you. So follow me up as we go. 1. Beginning to float upward through your consciousness, up to the realms of healing and light. 2. Feeling the density of the earth plane drift away as you begin to float and become lighter. 3, 4. It feels so easy to float upward in your consciousness, up to meet these high beings. You can soften your body more and just give in to the journey. 5, 6, floating higher and higher. 7, releasing anything that might hold you back, just letting it go as you give in to this journey higher and higher. Still 8, 9, 10, halfway there. Starting to feel the codes of information and light coming to you as you go higher. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, starting to hear the sounds of these high beings. 16, more light coming into your experience now. 17, light flooding and surrounding you. Colors coming forth. 18, starting to see this beautiful temple coming closer and closer to you. 19, 20. You've now arrived at the temple of light and wisdom, and many beings are coming to support you now. Take these next few moments to open your energy to receive their healing. I'd like to invite these beings to now open your crown chakra so that we can begin the attunement process for this first level of Reiki. Activation symbol now going into the crown of the vessel, opening the centers to receive this attunement. Asking for all appropriate symbols that are needed at this time to be placed within the field of the vessel receiving the attunement now. I'm calling on the highest light of Source to be with us, to align this vessel with the highest wisdom energy that is appropriate for it at this time. Repairs and upgrades to this vessel are now open to begin. Amdakai kue am lai am loe am loayal iti am hui am oiki alai la loeam melial kuli am wetale am kue am weala iti ayom kue liayom kuayam. Upgrades to the blueprint and to the template of this vessel, doing any clearing of the energy there that is appropriate at this time. Activating dormant structures that are appropriate to bring online. Begin this now. Yam kuatayla shlukun pupuboyalaya kan mialalo etala chitakuya mama mamwe laila shu wakam tialala Yamuate Lakalakam Boate Shande Mimuakam Wetea Hokai Shina and Wete Hallelujah I'm inviting the guides and teachers of this vessel to begin transferring information, giving them messages about their mission and purpose. Now, I lilo yamwe akamwe amukai. Amwe I lakai lampuitam swile. Ashlachum letuela maya lamea umboea. Very good. You can open your hands now, dear one, to receive the healing energies into the palms of your hands. I'm inviting your higher self and all of your higher guides and teachers to work with me now to open the palms, activating these palms, clearing the hands, opening this vessel to transmit light energy. Each te kakote machika kaluetiata, misalamu kuchutukuetia lalaleya kaishente, umbu akambote latea sashamon beaka, mimbuatakan chutukua rumkate, lei. Umpua chokure, chokure, chokure. Bring the hands to prayer at the heart now, dear one. Clearing the chakras now. Beautiful. Cocooning this vessel in light now, wrapping the layers of this being in light now, creating space for harmonic awakening. Any other codes of information that are appropriate for this vessel, any other information about their purpose, about their mission, about what they need to be doing next in their life. Can give them images and symbols now. Wrapping up and completing this part of the attunement. High beings, you're welcome to continue these attunements and these transfers of information and codes of light over these next few days, especially in their sleep. Clearing the channels so that they can receive guidance more easily, opening their heart. In your heart and in your own way, thank these high beings for their support today. The cocoon of light wraps around you again. We're going to be traveling back into the physical dimension, back into your body. I'm going to count from 10 to 1. You'll be back in your body, remembering all that you experienced, able to write it down. We will easily return to this state. I will use the words yellow flame. And every time I use the words yellow flame, you will immediately return to a beautiful state to receive healing. Remember, the word is yellow flame. So follow me down as we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, coming back into the physical realm. 6, 5, starting to breathe deeper and fuller. 4, starting to move your fingers and toes. 3, starting to move bigger now as you come back into your body completely. 2, 1, eyes open, back in your body completely. Go ahead and take the next few moments to write about your experience, and I will be back with you in a moment. Okay. I would love to take a few moments to hear about your experiences. Probably have about 2 minutes each.
I can go.
Ruthie?
Yeah? Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I need to turn my music off and then I was like, I can't hear you, but now I can. Go ahead.
Okay. So when we were guided up towards the temple,
Mm-hmm.
I could feel these dolphins and whales kind of helping me go up. I could also, I think they were helping me because I was kind of I could just feel some resistance and like kind of leaving the physical body.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were there kind of guiding me and helping me. And when I arrived, I was kind of in front of this temple that looked like the Taj Mahal.
Mm-hmm.
And I never went into the temple, but as I walked towards it, there were these balls of light on each side of me, above me, like lots of them along the path, and I could feel them kind of downloading me or sending me light or some sort of like information.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, there were these other beings there that didn't really have a shape. They were more like waves of energy and color, and I could also feel that they were putting energy into me. And then it just didn't, then visually after that, it was just more waves and light and kind of this surreal feeling, but really peaceful and calm. And yeah, it was really beautiful actually. I'm not always that visual. I feel like I'm getting more visual slowly sometimes, but I'm never really have been that visual. But when you asked about a symbol, I kept seeing the Merkaba. And yeah. Also at one point there was a UFO above me. I think it was like right as I had gotten up to the temple and was getting ready to walk on the path, there was a UFO above me. And then, I also was having lots of visuals of pyramids, and at the top of the pyramids, at the point, there was just these like lights, this straight light coming out of the top.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that's it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, fun. So in my experience with these kind of downloads is that they don't unpack right away. They kind of take their time to unpack. So yeah, some sensations, some information might come to you right away, and then others will just kind of, they don't want to overload you. So it'll just take some time to kind of integrate into the experience. It sounds beautiful. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Who's next?
I will go. I'll do my video again. Hi. Hi, Ruthie. I forgot that was you. I'm so happy you're here. Okay. So my experience was really great because I really like the just being in nature part, like that, really getting clarity on what that looks like for me has shifted from the last time we did this, which was cool because I wasn't expecting that. I kept going back to that place, and this time it was like something new. I got more downloads in that part where I got this immediate visual of something that actually I was supposed to just add on to this place that I kept going to, and now I had more information where I had this like behind me. It was like in the break of the vegetation was this sort of like sand, golden sand, and in it were like these sort of pillars of some sort of mineral, I don't know, which is cool. Like I could feel that behind me, like, where the place that I would go to like sit by the river, and so that was behind me this time, which is cool. And then I felt a similar sort of like, okay, I get and like really great in the bubble, and then like starting to go up, I feel this resistance. I'm like, why would I want to leave this place? Like why would I want to go somewhere else? And I was like, okay, just go with it, right? Like I don't know where I'm going, just go with it. And the temple of light, like this, the light kingdom. So the sort of image that came to me was this temple that I had visited in my dreams, probably when I was like 12 or 13. I have this one dream that still stays with me, and it's sort of like a pyramid, but it's not always a pyramid, right? It's like I visit it, sometimes it's not a pyramid. And I felt fear, like I was like, just sort of like, whoa, there's sort of like vagueness, or it's like, maybe I was trying to bring my body with me, and there was this like sort of sensation of like, that's too heavy, you can't bring that up here. And I don't have a lot of like, from there I was kind of just like not really visualizing much, having a lot of visuals. So I was just like, I don't have to do anything, I guess just be open to receiving. And then I just sort of meditated on being open to receiving, and sort of did just feel actually heavy in my like physical body sitting here, and I was like really relieved to come back to my little spot. And that was my experience.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina?
So this was kind of my first time. I've been getting Reiki and all of that done to me, but I'm just learning to embrace all of this emotionalness and stuff that I've had my entire life that people have shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So what was really weird for me is the whole time the light was pink and purple, which are two colors that I absolutely detest. And then when I kind of got to the temple, what was interesting is when Ruthie said that mine was also the Taj Mahal, except the top of it wasn't kind of golden. It was pink and purple, which was also strange. And there was like a huge pool of light, and I was just rolling in it and absorbing it, and that was what I had.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Did you have any energy streaming through you?
I got really hot when you asked us to open our hands, like super hot.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it was a good hot. It wasn't horrible. So.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see what wants to be said next. Let's look at my... Okay. So let's talk about the hand placements for self-treatment. So you'll want to do these treatments on yourself every day. I recommend doing a good one in the morning and then a good one at night. We'll talk about this a little bit more with the meditation stuff. But so the hand placements. Maybe let's actually look at... Let me do the presentation. Okay. So to do your self-treatment, there's a few steps. There's three things really that need to happen to make it most impactful. Wait for this to load. So the first one is these are called the 3 pillars of Reiki. So the first one is going to be hands at the heart, Anjali Mudra, and in the Japanese tradition of Reiki, it's called Gassho. Hands in prayer opens and connects with the heart field because the thumbs are at the heart and the heart is at the thumbs. When your hands are here, your intention is to connect with Source, to connect with light, and to begin to connect to the healing energy. Go ahead and bring your palms there as I talk about it. And feel the center of your palms beginning to charge with healing energy. You can even rub your hands together a little bit to get it going if that's what you'd like to do. And then lightly pressing your hands towards each other and feel the energy beginning to run. Feel that connection to the star far above your head. Feel the connection to the earth below your feet and pelvis. And your heart there in between all of it. So you do this for a few moments or a few minutes. And this is already a powerful healing position for yourself. From there, bring your thumbs up to touch right at your brow center, right at the third eye. This is called Reiji-ho. This is where you're inviting your higher self, your guides and teachers to come into your consciousness and to work with you. Just feel how you can link up with the universal mind there. Very good. And then looking at the screen. So from here, we would go into our first hand placement, which is going to be in front of the face. Just like you're shielding the face, sending light into the face. And as you're doing this, you're just breathing and just feeling your connection to Source. Imagining light coming down into your heart, shining out through your hands and into the area that you're treating. Fingers are together like you're wearing kitchen mitts. It's not like snow mitts or gloves, but kitchen mitts. Yeah, like pot holders. Feeling how that energy is softening the muscles of the face. It might be cool, it might be warm. Feel how your eyes begin to sink back into their sockets. And all of those little micro expressions that are held on the face just begin to soften away. So that's one hand position. Bring the hands now to the sides of the ears and cup the ears. And you can play. Some people like to place their hands right on their body, and some people like to have it a little bit away. Play with your hands and see where you feel it the strongest. Continue to breathe in and out. Keeping your attention on the energy. And holding that compassionate space for yourself. Normally you'd hold these positions for about 2 or 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that. Just listening to the body, listening to the energy. Let's move into the next hand position. Let's make a little hands on top of the head, middle fingers touching like you're wearing a little like swan lake bonnet. It's my dancer coming out of me. So just crowning the head here and feeling that you're beaming this energy into the head, into the crown of the head and into the pineal gland in the center of the skull, the third eye. And just breathing and feeling the energy there. Let's move now into the throat and the heart. Move the camera so you can see me. So everyone does, different people teach this differently. Some do the throat like this. One hand on each side. And some do the throat like this, with one hand on the back of the throat and one on the upper heart. But this is your practice. So whatever feels right for you will be the way that you do it. If you're familiar with the locations of the chakras, which you will be, certainly after this course, the hand positions just start from the crown of the head and work their way down to the feet. Let's go to the heart position. So I use the heart a lot. This is the main place that I'm working on myself right now. And so I have one hand on top and one hand on the bottom. You want as much surface area as you can get. And again, just listening into the energy and feeling, is it right on the skin or a little bit off of the skin? What feels good? What distance feels right? Moving into the next hand position. So that's going to be the solar plexus. So here's the tip of my manubrium here. And my hands are right below it, right along the ridge of the ribs where the diaphragm is. Fingertips, middle fingers touching. And just breathing here into your power center. So that's this hand position. Let's move down now, right at the navel. Some people rest their fingers right on their pubic bone, and then the hands right above the bony ridge. You can also think of this as a womb placement, so right on the womb. It's the sacral chakra. Just feel that space. Now, some people just work on the front of the body and some work on the back as well. I'm going to teach you the backhand positions too. So here we can get the upper ribs right behind the solar plexus. Hands placed there. What's nice about this, you can see, is it's a little bit of a heart opener. It rolls the chest open, stretches the muscles of the chest. And again, just breathe into this. If you're ever holding a position that's uncomfortable, just dissolve that position or find a position that feels better. You don't want to hold a state of discomfort while you're trying to heal yourself. And just breathe. You might feel the muscles shifting, the muscles changing, the muscles softening, energy changing. And now bringing them right down the low back, right at the sacrum, where people often have a lot of low back pain. A lot of emotion is stored here. These feelings of self-doubt, feeling less than, feeling like the world has a ton of pressure on you. This can all be held here in the back. Root chakra. Some people prefer just the sides of the hips. Ooh, can you see me? Yeah, so just here on the sides of the hips, right at the bony points there. I think it's important to also play with the hand position of keeping the hands under, so almost like cupping underneath the pelvis and just kind of resting or sitting on top of the hands. So the crown chakra and the root chakra open up and down, where the other chakras go front to back. The root and the crown go up and down. So this is a great way to get into the root, is by cupping the bottom of the pelvis and sitting on the hands and opening that. A lot of energy is held there as well. Family history, our ideas of lack, difficulty with communal ties. So opening up that center and healing it allows any of that held energy to just be released down into the earth. Yeah. And then let's talk about the feet. So from there, I don't usually do the knees. Some people like to do the knees, especially if you're having some knee issues. Feels nice there. Now we're going to do the feet. Yeah, so we're going to do one hand on the bottom and one hand on top. And I just cross my foot usually if I'm sitting in a chair. And just breathe and feel the ankle softening, feeling the bottom of the foot softening. And again, this whole time I'm just giving myself love, soothing myself, inviting light into my experience. Let's switch to the other foot. One hand on top, one hand on bottom. And then just to close the session, we bring our hands back to Gassho, sending out any prayers at this time. It's a wonderful time to create and manifest because your energy is charged. Visualizing how you want your day to go. And then to close the energy, we're going to take our right hand to our left shoulder. And we're going to go across the chest and back, cross from the other shoulder and back, cross from the other shoulder and back. And then repeat with that hand, and we're going to go down the arm, fling it off, down the other arm and fling it off, and then down and fling it, and then I'm just with the intention of stopping the energy. And those are the hand positions for self-treatment. Yeah? Let's also do another little test here. So let's say we want to do an intuitive way. Those are the hand placements to do a full treatment. Let's say we just have a few minutes to do a treatment, and we're not sure exactly where we need to work. We would start with the hands at the heart, creating that sacred space. After we feel good there and the energy is flowing, bring the hands up to the third eye and asking, where do we need to place our hands? And then go to the place that calls out first. Mine was my third eye, my head here. And just resting there for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, however much time you have. If you have time for another hand position again, you could just bring your hands back to your third eye and ask, where's the next place that I need to go? Mine was my solar plexus. And just be there for about 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. Wonderful. Another way that we can work is doing something called Byosen Scanning. So take one hand out to the side and just imagine that there's Reiki or a ball of light here in the hand. Take the other hand and starting, let me make this up so you can see, starting above the head, just scanning down and feeling when there's any changes. So I had a change here. When you find the change, you start to bring your hand further away and then closer till you can find where that energy is the strongest. So for me, it's about this far from my head. So then I'm going to keep my hand there, bring the other hand there, and then I'm going to send the energy there and feel it change. Be there for a few minutes. When I feel like the energy is back to normal. And that might be, you just know that it's good. Like you get an intuitive nudge of like, oh, it's done. Or maybe the energy stops running out of your hands. It kind of just stops. It's kind of like the gas tank is full. Then you'll just go back into the same thing. So holding space with one hand and then scanning the body looking for the other places that need the energy, and then bringing the hand in. Right? So those are a few ways that you can do a treatment on yourself. So there's either the full hand position, starting at the face and then working down the body. The other one is going to Gassho and then Reiji-ho and just asking where your hands need to be and then trusting that. And then the third way can also be the Byosen scanning. So finding your place and then scanning through the body and noticing where your hands need to go. Sound cool? Got it? Okay. All right. Okay. Very good. So just so that we can close up for today, over these next 4 weeks, I want to bring some more awareness into some different layers of our living. So I want you to do these self-practices every day. Commit to doing at least 10 minutes of seated meditation in the morning, as well as 10 at night. Would be great. So the morning is going to start your day and get your day started off in a beautiful way. And then at night, it's closing off the energy of the day so that you're not carrying it over into the next day. Yeah? So that can look like 10 minutes of seated meditation, and then also adding in maybe 10 minutes of self-healing, or do more if you can, but at least 10 minutes of seated meditation. So that could be the meditations from the books, or from the book, or also at just a seated meditation if you're already doing one, and then doing the self-treatment on yourself. Another thing that I want you to bring some awareness to is your diet this week. It is so, so, so important. In my quantum healing sessions, the higher self is always saying, eat more greens, eat more vegetables, stay away from the processed stuff, drink plenty of water. Be sure that your water is spring water, is clean water from the earth. A lot of the water most of the water coming from cities, from taps, has chlorine or other chemicals in it, and these are poisons. We don't want to be drinking that. I'm fortunate enough that we have a spring that's close by, so like yesterday, my husband and I went and got like 20 gallons of water from the spring. But you can find spring water in many different stores and things like that. Try to get the larger containers so that you don't have to be using a bunch of plastic, or you can also go to some places and get them refilled with spring water at like a local grocery store or a co-op or something like that. But definitely be drinking lots and lots and lots of spring water, not distilled. The distilled is not really that great for us. And also with the fruits and vegetables and food, we want to eat as organic as possible. Really, we just really need to be eating as organic as possible. If it's processed or if it's genetically modified, it's just not giving us what we need nutritionally. And so many, many people, their energy is low because they're slowly starving, because the food that is being produced in the big ways, the industrial food, doesn't have the nutrition that we need. So check to see if you aren't taking a multivitamin, please start taking an organic multivitamin it'll just change so much of your life. What else? So food and water. Sing to your water. Sing to your food. Bless your food. Pray with your food. Pray with your water. You can use this light energy, hold it around your plate, Hold it on your glass as you drink your water and charge it full of light. Imagine the molecules dancing with light, and then drink that into your body. Sleep. See what you need to do to get appropriate sleep. See if you can go to sleep earlier and get longer amounts of sleep. See what you need to do to make your bed restful. So the meditation was a wonderful way to get your mind and your energy ready for sleep. Maybe you need to diffuse some essential oils, but make prayer and make energy healing part of your ritual to get ready for bed. That way you can get lots of upgrades and lots of good healing during your sleep. Device time. So, as you know from social media, there's just a lot of stuff out there, a lot of emotionally charged things going on, and we know that it's going to get more and more. So let's do our best not to scroll too long, not to look too long. So if you're just scrolling through and flipping because you're bored, okay, so when you get into that state and you start to like cross your eyes a little bit and you get that glossy-eyed look, you're in a low level of trance, you're in a low level of suggestibility. So at that point, this is when you're just really susceptible to other people's emotions and other kind of projections from the media that you're looking at. So advertising agencies use this as a good way to get people to buy things. So if you're just scrolling through Facebook, subconsciously you're absorbing all that you're seeing from people. And if you're like me, totally sensitive, I can start to feel it within minutes. So find ways to leave your device off on airplane mode, keep it away from you, leave it in the other room, leave it in the car. Just find more and more ways to just detach from it and make the time that you do use your device intentional. Be the master of it, not a slave to it. Does that make sense? There's a bunch of different apps that you can get to control your time if you'd like. If you're like me, I eventually found my ways to get around the apps. So what I'm doing is just, leaving the phone off to the side. And when I do get on it, it's for a very clear intention and then get off of it right away. So the homework for next week is to read the first 7 chapters of the book. I'm going to also send you the questions for journaling and to do your daily meditation and self-treatment. The other thing that I'd like to invite you to do is to create an altar or a sacred space for you to do your prayers and meditations at home. So altars are, whatever you would like it to be. It doesn't have to be anything too fancy. Some people like to have like a little table with pictures of spiritual teachers, symbols of love. Some people like to burn incense on their altar. Some like to burn a candle or have the elements there. So I put crystals on mine or glasses of fresh water. Whatever you'd like it to be, but make a space in your home where you can do your meditation, where spirituality is anchored in, where source, where holiness is anchored into your home. And spend time there. Send your prayers to it. Let it be a holy place in your home. And I think that's about it. Yeah. We have some time for some questions. And just, if there's any reflections of what you want to add before we close for today. It was a really great start. This is the intro day. This is where we get all the base levels of everything. So does anybody have questions?
No question.
Yes.
No questions, but thank you so much.
Oh, good. Yeah. So next week, we're going to dive into energy anatomy and how we create our reality through our chakra system, through our energy system, how we absorb and how we create. So just be, we'll look into that process. Let me look at the rest of the curriculum. Yeah, we'll do a little song. I'm going to teach you a song next week. We'll do a long energy body meditation next week. Also, all of these sessions, I'm recording them and posting them online. I'll have them in a YouTube thing, so you'll be able to refer to them, forever. As well as the meditations, they'll be yours forever. We'll talk about detoxifying our homes, creating a cleaner space in our home that feels really good energetically. The following week, we'll talk about 12 immutable laws of the universe and some other energy healing practices and breathwork practices. And start to work a little bit with distance healing, sending energy out into the world for healing. And then the final week is our wrap-up week, and by that point, hopefully you've read the whole book, you've done all the questions and all the meditations, and this is just our week to really go into all the nuances of what we discovered and share with each other, and talk about how we can take these practices even further. Good. Is that helpful, everybody? Was it good?
Yes.
Good. Lovely. Okay, so let's just kind of close off with a prayer. Closing your eyes. Bringing your hands to Gassho, Anjali Mudra, prayer hands. Calling light to you. Cocooning yourself in light. Feeling breath moving in and out of your heart. Calling your teachers to be with you, your guides. Sending gratitude to this planet, for this life that we have, for this body that we have, for the food that we have, for the relations that we have. Sending ripples of gratitude out into the universe, thanking our unseen allies, our beings of light, angels, if you will, our ancestors, our friends on the other side of the veil. Thank you all so much. Sending love and light out to our cosmic allies, our celestial friends. Thank you so much. And sending so much love to the source of all life, that which we are, connected to indefinitely, forever and ever. May the light of the universe be with you always. May it flow through you always. And may you always know that there is incredible support for you at all times. Sending love to you guys. Thank you so much for a great first week. Looking forward to this journey with you.
Thank you, Michael. I love you.
Love you, Kira. Bye, Sabrina. Enjoy.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, have a fun week.
You too.
I'll be emailing everybody soon, so just keep an eye out for that. It'll probably be either tonight, but most likely tomorrow I'll send an update. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.